Hello, grade 2. Get ready for your making words lesson number 2. You're going to need some paper, something to write with, some scissors, and what you need to do is prepare your letter tiles. So this week we're going to be using the letter E, the letter I, the letter D, P, R, and S. So if you'd like to pause the video now to go ahead and make these, you can do that now. And on the back of the letter E, please make a capital E. And again, we color these tiles red to show that they are the vowels, because we know every word needs a vowel. So you can pause the video now to make sure you have time to make your tiles. All right, let's get started. So just move your letters down and we're going to make our first word. It has 2 letters and it's a name. The name is Ed. So since it's a name, that means it starts with a capital letter. E-D spells Ed. So we can write our first word on our paper. Capital E-D. All right, so we can turn the capital over for this next word, and we need to add a letter to make the word red, like the color red. That's right, we add an R to make the word red. And just a reminder, if you're doing this at home, you should be following along and trying to make the word before I make it here. So once you hear me, put your tiles down, race just like we would in class to see if you can get that word before I do. All right, we're going to change one letter to make the word rid. I got rid of my lunch. So we change the vowel to make the word rid. Rid. R-I-D. All right, we're going to change one letter again to make the word rip. Please rip the paper. And you should have changed the D to a P to make the word rip. R-I-P. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to change one letter again. Make the word dip. Did you buy some dip? Dip. So you should have changed out the R for the letter D. And there's the word. D-I-P. Dip. All right, we're going to change one letter again to make the word die. I hope my plant doesn't die. Okay, this one's a little bit harder. You need to know that I-E make the sound I here. So we have D-I. The 2 vowels come together to make the I sound. So D-I-E. Now we're going to make a delicious word. Change one letter to make the word pie. I bought you a pie. So we change the D to a P and make pie. P-I-E. Now we're going to add one letter to make the word pies. Lots of people are here. We need 100 pies. So to make it plural, we need to add the S. P-I-E-S. Pies. Now I want you to change one letter and make the word dies. Your plant dies without sunlight. Dies. So you should have changed the P to a D. D-I-E-S. Dies. All right. You're going to keep these letters, but put them in a new order to make the word side. Can you stand on my left side? Side. Okay, so this is a tricky one. So I-E right now are making the sound I. We need them to keep making the sound I, but this is a new way of making I. Right now, this is no longer I and E together. This is bossy E. So this E is making the I say its name. So it says S, I, D. Okay, so that's another way of making that sound. S, I, D, E, side. All right, change one letter to make the word ride. Can you please give me a ride? And you should have changed the S to an R. Ride. R-I-D-E. Okay, you're going to change one letter to make the word rise. What time will the sun rise tomorrow? Rise. So you should have replaced the D with an S. Rise. Again, bossy E. So we have a vowel that's going to say its name. We have a letter in between and the bossy E. Okay, so the E makes the I say I, and then he's silent on the end. Rise. Okay, now this next word is not related. It doesn't follow the same letters, so we're going to just get rid of these and start over. You need 4 letters to make the word drip. My sink has a drip. It goes all night long. Drip, drip, drip. So that has a tricky sound at the beginning. The D and the R go together. So in English, sometimes when we're just talking casually, this sounds like dr. So I might say drip, drink. It sounds a lot like it might be a G or a J. If we were to really use our mouth properly to say it, it sounds like drip, drip. So just, that's a tricky one to hear because of the way we kind of lazily use our mouth for the word. And then to make the ip sound, we need I and P. Ip. So this says drip. D-R-I-P. All right. You're going to use all those letters in a new order and add one more to make the word pride. When you do well, your mother feels pride. Pride. Okay, so the first sound you can hear is pr, pr. That's P-R together. Now we need the sound I. So there's an I there. Pride. D. Now on its own, this would say prid. But if we put a bossy E at the end, it says pride. P-R-I-D-E says pride. Now it's time for the mystery word. So the mystery word uses all of the letters. It's not prides, I'll tell you right now. It starts with an S. So I'll give you a couple seconds to see, can you come up with what the mystery word is? Well, if you didn't figure it out, let me spell it for you. S-P-I-D-E-R. That spells spider. So spider is our secret word. All right, so now it's time for you to grab those scissors, and we're going to cut out the words we made so that we can sort them. And this helps us practice rhyming sounds because we're going to put them into word families. So I'm going to move our letters to the side because we're done with them. You could have written, I wrote really small. I could have written bigger if I wanted this to be a little more easy to work with. Hopefully you guys can see okay. Maybe I'll zoom in for you. So here are the words that we made. Our job is to organize them so that all the words that rhyme are together. Now remember, a rhyme happens at the end of a word. It can't be in the middle of the word. So like, for example, let me see if I can think of one. That's a bad example. But let's say this word was dripping, and the other word was rip. Okay, they wouldn't rhyme because they have to be in at the same part, at the end of the word together. So if we start with ed, which words can you see that would be in the word family ed? Ed. So it needs to end with the letters E-D. So I hope you're looking through your words and you found that the word red is in this family. Ed and red. The next one we're going to do is dip. So this word family would be called the ip word family. What words rhyme with dip? Well, I can see here that rip ends the same way. And I can also see that drip ends the same way. That's that word family. What if we did the IE word family for the word die? What word could go in that word family? Here we have pie. So see how those words rhyme? Die and pie. What if we have very similarly dies? What would rhyme with that? Of course, it would be pies. And we have one more. I'll have to put it over here. It's the I'd word family. I-D-E. I'd. So this word is ride. Which words rhyme? This word looks very similar. Ride, rid. Do you think that's a match? If you said no, you're right. This is not a match. Even though these have a lot of letters in common, they don't rhyme. They don't sound the same at the end. So this is not a match. But pride is ride, pride. They end the same. And lastly, of course, side is in that family. Side, it sounds the same. So there are a few who are kind of on their own in a lonely group. So now it's time for the last part. And this is the part you're going to work on your own and send me a picture of. It's time for you to think of how many rhyming words can you come up with for two different word families. So I want to see you come up with as many rhyming words as you can for the ed word family and the ip word family. So this could be a word like bed, and this might be a word like ship. Okay, so I want you to get a separate piece of paper and fill out as many rhyming words as you can and submit that on the Google Classroom. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. Happy Thursday, and I'll see you guys online. Bye!